Hello and welcome to the ninth edition of the Game Design How to Educational event. This year, we're going to be taking a look at Unreal Engine's Fortnite editor, so UEFN, a completely new program launched this year, and we'll see how games are actually made. We're going to take a little bit of a sneak peek behind Fortnite's code, and in the process learn how to create games, what's a good level design, and so on and so forth. But before we jump into any of that, I wanted to show you how a game asset is made and prepared to be imported into an engine. So this first few like 10 or 15 minutes you can follow along. All of these programs have their own trial versions, so we will have a link up to those as well. You can download them, play around with them, but I am going to go a little bit fast for beginners, but still it's nothing that you shouldn't be able to follow along. If you do want to, you can straight on jump to the Unreal Engine Fortnite editor, so the UEFN part, which we will have a timestamp to that as well. So for starters, what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a very simple thing that is basically existing in every single video game, and that is a simple blank. So how are shapes made for games or objects? Well, first of all, we would have to know the how to move around the viewport in the first program that we will learn is Maya. So to move around the viewport, what we would do is would hold Alt on our keyboard, and with our left mouse button we are going to rotate, with our right mouse button we're going to zoom in and zoom out, and with our middle mouse button we are going to pan. So that's how we navigate through the viewport. I'm going to start off just by creating a simple cube and using it as my base shape. So I'm just clicking on cube right here, and it's going to add a cube into my scene. Now, these shortcuts are going to be existent in every single software that we're going to be looking at, and those are the select, move, scale, and rotate. So select, move, rotate, and scale. Q, W, E, and R. These are basically the same in most standard 3D software packages. So Q is our select, where we get to click stuff. W is our move, where we get to move stuff. If these arrows are a little bit small, you can press plus on your numpad to enlarge them. Then we have our E for our rotation, and we have R for our scale. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to scale this up to basically more resemble a shape of a plank. So I'm just going to scale it up first on all three axes, and then just stretch it out like this. I'm going to squish it by a little bit to get that plank look a little bit more, and we have a nice base shape. So now that we have our base shape, we need to know what are all of these objects made out of. So how are game engines rendering all of these objects? Well, most of the time, objects are made of three things. So they are made of vertices. To open up this menu, I just hold down the right mouse button. So we have vertices, we have edges, and we have faces. These are the three most important things in an object. So vertices are basically like points. We can grab each one of these and move it around, rotate it. A single vertex we cannot, but let's say we grab three of them. We can scale them, we can rotate them, and all of that stuff. Edges are basically the same. They're just connecting two vertices. They can have multiple vertices on them, but once again, those are still basically going to be smaller edges. And faces are basically planes, so these are the first true three-dimensional object, and a face has at least three vertices or more, so it has to have at least three vertices. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add a little bit of a better shape to this model. And to do that, I'm going to grab all of my edges of my model. So hold on, right click, go to edge mode and select all of them. And then we're gonna hold down shift, hold down right click, and then we're gonna bevel these edges. So what this beveling does is it opens up this menu right here that is going to allow us to basically just soften up those hard edges. Another thing you can do is Control and B, that is bevel as well. So now what I'm going to do is just reduce the fraction a little bit, update the segments, you have a little bit of a smoother angle, and now if we look at the plank, it looks a lot better than it was before. But I still want to touch it up a little bit more. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some edges so that I can play around with the shape of my mesh. And to do that, the easiest way is to use the multicut tool. So the multicut tool is what allows us to add vertices onto our model. There are other ways as well, but we're gonna use the multicut for this one. So by holding down Control, I'm not only going to add one single vertex on any of these faces, I'm going to add a whole edge loop. So by holding down Control and click on middle mouse button, we're gonna snap an edge right down the middle of our model. I'm going to add another one right here and another one right here. So I have 3 additional edges along the length of my plank and one through the middle like this. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to select my vertices, go into vertex mode and just move them around a little bit, just so that I can get a little bit more of an interesting shape on my model. So maybe grab these, bring them back a little bit, these as well, and maybe just one from this side. And now we have a little bit of a wonkier plank, so we have a little bit more deformation. Now, basically, this model is done, unless, let's do one more thing. So if we click on space, it's gonna open up 4 different windows, and I wanna go to this view right here, which is my front view for now. What I want to do is move this. This is color coded for me, the grid, but you should be able to see the middle of the grid. And what you can do is just set it right over here. So make it lay down flat like this. And now I'm going to go into vertices and once again just play around a little bit with them to add a little bit of a nicer shape like this. Now, basically this model is done. We're done with creating the model, but I want to do 2 things before I go ahead and export it out. First of all, I want to add a human body into this scene. So I'm going to go into Windows, I'm going to go into Content Browser, and I'm going to go into Human Body. Why do I want to add this? Well, I want to add this because I want to scale it to be relative to a human. So I'm going to add the human. I'm going to click on R once again, and I'm going to scale it up until I think it's supposed to be how it's supposed to be in real life. Once I do this, I am basically done with the model. So I can delete a human body. And now what we're gonna do is, before we export it out to our second program, is we need to cut our UVs. Now, what are UVs? These are gonna be more, you're gonna understand this a little bit more later on when we do our texturing, but basically what UVs are, they are the 2D image of our model. So if we were to texture this, any texture that we would paint, it would basically slap it onto our model and it will properly paint it. You don't need to fully understand what's going on right now, but that's fine because we're gonna take a look at it later on. So for now, what I want to do is I want to go into create and I want to go into planar. Now what this will do is it will remove all of the seams on my model and I want to create my own seams. where do we want to create our seams? Well, basically want to create it whenever or wherever we have a sharp edge like this. So to do that, I'm going to double click on an edge that's going to select the whole edge loop. Then I'm holding down Shift and double clicking all of these other edges as well. So this will allow me to basically cut, let's just do this. It's basically going to allow me to cut my model into a 2D space. So once I have all of my edges selected like this, I'm going to go ahead and go into cut. I'm going to cut them. I'm going to right click on this viewport, UV shell, and I'm going to unfold it. And then go down to arrange and layout, orient these shells and lay them out. I'm going to rotate these by 90 degrees, just so that I have the same orientation on all of them. Now, if we see the checkerboard, it's a lot better than it was previously, and this is what you want with your 3D models. So now that we have that, we can go ahead and open up our second program. But of course, before we do that, we need to export our model. So I'm going to go into File, I'm going to go into Export Selection, I'm going to choose my folder. So I'm just going to call this one blank GDHD for Game Design How To, and let's just call this one blank _ low. We're going to take a look at why we're going to call this low in a second. So once that's exported, let's go ahead and open up ZBrush